Our movie starts today in India, a country that was very proud of its history and civilization and welcomed any guest from anywhere, until the British occupied the country and literally destroyed it, enslaving its people. In the middle of all this, a girl named Manu was born. Her father was very happy with her, and the priest told him that her name would be known all over India. Everyone would pray for her and be proud of her because she would do what no one else could, and her name would be written in history. Years pass, and we see Manu after she grew up, standing in the forest to hunt a tiger. The peasants are scared and standing far away. A minister from another kingdom passes by and stops to watch her. At that time, the tiger arrives and wants to attack a goat, but Manu hits it with an arrow in its neck. When everyone thinks the tiger died, they see it stand up again and go toward Manu to kill her. As soon as it reaches her, it faints. Manu intended to hit it with a tranquilizer arrow because she didn't want to kill it. All she wanted to do was return it to the forest where it belongs, so it could live in peace and the peasants could live in peace too. Everyone is happy because she is very kind. The minister asks about her and learns that she is not just a warrior, but has a great soldier spirit inside her. After that, we see the kingdom of Jhansi and King Gangadhar dancing with his men. The minister goes to the queen mother and tells her about Manu, saying she should have her son marry and have an heir so the British won't rule the kingdom after him. And this is the best chance to marry off her son. Later, we see Manu's father sitting with his king, telling him the British are bothering our people, and we don't know how to deal with them. You should know that most kings signed a contract with the British so they wouldn't cause trouble. And because of this contract, they started calling the British the company. The king decides to send them a message so they don't bother his people again, and sends the message with his army commander. We see the army commander training with his assistants, literally making a mockery of them, mocking them and telling them to train right and not be like girls. At that time, the minister of Jhansi arrives to ask for Manu's hand for the king. As for Manu, she goes to that guy who thinks highly of himself and tells him that since he mocks girls and says they don't know how to fight, she starts teaching him a lesson, and he can't keep up with her. Her father tells the minister that their king is the one who raised Manu, so he will leave the marriage decision to him. At that time, Manu comes out while fighting, and her father is shocked, telling her she's embarrassing him while they have guests. The minister tells him to let her be, saying, "This is the best way to present our girls." He tells 3 men that whoever can take this girl's sword, he will give them his elephant. The competition starts, but not a single man can handle her. She dominates them completely. In the end, she jumps over them and goes to the elephant, telling the minister she entered the competition to get his blessing, not his elephant. The minister becomes even more fond of her. Later, Manu goes to her father and says she knows he loves books and always sends them to her room. So why did he send for her to come take them this time? He and the king let her know about the marriage proposal from the king of Jhansi. She gets very upset because she doesn't want to get married and wants to be a warrior. The king tells her it's not a condition that a warrior takes whatever they want. He and her father sing her a song about the homeland that they used to sing to her since she was little, so she forgets her sadness and agrees to the marriage. Later, she goes to the kingdom of Jhansi, and everyone is waiting for her. She tells her friend not to worry, that she will stay with her and won't let her go back to her father's kingdom because she can't do without her. At that time, no one could control the king's crazy horse because it was very stubborn and not easy to tame. We go back to our guy who is getting ready for the wedding. His mother tells him to take off the bracelets on his hand today, but he refuses. Later, we see one of his kingdom's men named Shive sitting with the British officer Gordon, and we learn they are cooperating. At that time, everyone sees Manu riding the king's horse, and they are shocked because the horse is very happy with her. Shive gets worried because Manu might make Gangadhar change and turn against the British. As for the queen mother, she is annoyed by Manu's behavior, but our guy tells her to let her do what she wants. They start the 7 rounds to become officially married. We see a woman named Jalkari among the people, fighting with a guy because he keeps moving left and right and not letting her see well. Her husband Rahul tells her to stay quiet because the guards will kill them because of her. We go back to our guy who tells Manu he feels like he's marrying someone extraordinary. She scolds him because he didn't tie their clothes together well and says the knot must be strong for the relationship to last. Everyone is laughing at her. Our guy tells her that from today, her name is Lakshmi because she is a very brave girl, and he's sure she will take the kingdom of Jhansi to the sky. After that, they start living the best times of their lives together. Their lives change while they are together. He buys her a large library because he knows she loves books. Later, he takes her to sit on his throne and tells her anything that belongs to the king must belong to her too. Suddenly, he remembers something that makes him sad and tells her Commander Gordon is coming to congratulate them on their marriage and wants her to do whatever she finds appropriate for the kingdom. At that time, Gordon arrives and everyone kneels to him, but one man's leg is hurting very badly and he can't kneel, so a guard comes and breaks his leg. Later, they reach the kingdom and make our guy bow before Gordon, but Lakshmi refuses to bow. He asks her if she's stupid since even the king bowed out of fear. She tells them they never bow because they are afraid, nor do they raise their heads because they are arrogant. On the contrary, it's because they have dignity, and they wouldn't know anything about dignity. He gets angry and promises to make her regret those words. After he leaves, she gets very angry, takes her horse, and leaves the kingdom. While she's riding, she sees two people from her kingdom tied to a tree and beaten. They let her know that someone beat them and stole their crop, which they were going to sell to pay the tax to the British. The thief who stole from them is named Ram. She finds out his location and goes to slap him, but he pushes her off the horse, so she raises this sword against him and lets him know she is Queen Lakshmi. At that time, the villagers arrive and tell her not to kill him because he steals for them since their village is very poor and they can't find a bite to eat, all because of the British who impose taxes on them. Our guy tells her she is Queen Lakshmi, famous for protecting her people. But he doesn't see her protecting them because if she was, they wouldn't have reached this state, and he will never recognize her as queen until she rebels against the British. She returns to the kingdom very angry. The queen mother comes to her and says she went out today without guards and didn't cover her hair or face. She asks why she should cover her face when she's meeting her people. But the queen mother gets angry and says these are the laws of the kingdom, and from today, her work is in the kitchen, and she will do all the palace work. Lakshmi is annoyed but refuses to speak. Later, we see our guy acting like a scarecrow, and his wife comes to scold him, saying if he had made a proper scarecrow, he wouldn't be standing like that, and tells him to go untie the small calf. He actually goes to untie the calf so it can go out and play, but his wife hears a noise outside and finds the British taking the calf. She tries to take it from them, but they hit her with a whip. Her husband comes to pull them away and tells her these people don't respect humans, so how does she expect them to respect animals? A bit later, Lakshmi goes to the guards who took the calf and is very angry. They don't know she is Queen Lakshmi and ask what brought her here and if she didn't read the sign outside, mocking her, asking how she would read something written in English. She tells them she knows how to read English and that it's a very trivial language with no meaning, just like them. She lets them know she is Queen Lakshmi, and if she sees them bothering anyone again, she will finish them off. She throws this knife at the wood to open the door for all the things they took from the people, and tells them these things return to their owners today. She takes the small calf and returns it to Jalkari. Jalkari can't believe the queen returned her belongings. Lakshmi asks her for some milk, and everyone is shocked by this behavior because it's the act of a humble and kind-hearted person. After that, they all keep dancing, and Jalkari takes Lakshmi to dance with them, and they literally have a blast. When our guy finds out, he gets very angry and goes to take his wife, but she gets tired during the dance. The elderly woman goes to check on her and finds out she is pregnant. When our guy hears the news, he can't believe it and rewards the woman with a very expensive necklace. As for Shiva, he is worried because Lakshmi will have a boy, and thus he won't be able to inherit the rule after Gangadhar. But Gordon tells him it's fine, she'll have a boy and will kill him. Our guy is very happy with Lakshmi's pregnancy. Days pass and the day of birth arrives. They say the child is beautiful and everyone is happy because they have an heir, and thus the British won't rule the kingdom after Gangadhar. Our guy wants to hold a celebration, and the British are supposed to participate, but the celebration will be on Sunday, and the British usually take a day off then. But she tells them if they are off from celebrations, but not off from wars, and she said her word, and they must attend. Actually, they can't break her word, and they hold a huge celebration, and everyone is happy, especially Gauss, the chief of guards in Jhansi. After the celebration, our guy is sitting with Lakshmi and laughing, and suddenly he coughs blood. Lakshmi puts the boy on the bed to check on her husband, but she discovers the boy is not moving because he died. Of course, you and I know that Shiva is behind this. Everyone is sad because of what happened. Lakshmi breaks down when they take her son from her to bury him. Our guy tries to comfort her, but how can he do that when he himself needs comforting? After that, both are very destroyed. Our guy's illness keeps increasing, and he finds no cure. He decides to adopt a child so the British don't rule the kingdom after him. The British agree to this decision, but say the child must be from the kingdom. Suddenly, the child goes to Lakshmi and smiles at her, so Lakshmi calls him by her dead son's name. The father tells the king his son thought she was his mother. He tells him children are like angels, and surely this is a message from God to adopt this child. Indeed, they adopt him. Our guy gets very angry and yells at the king, saying he is the one who should inherit the throne. When he raises his sword and finds all the guards surrounding him, our guy tells him to bow before me, and he actually bows but refuses to bow before Lakshmi. At that time, the king banishes him from the kingdom completely. At night, he is very tired and tells Lakshmi to come duel with swords. When he sees her refusing, he insists. In the middle of the duel, Lakshmi breaks his bracelets and accidentally wounds him, being very afraid for him. He tells her not to be afraid, he is fine. And by the way, he wore those bracelets to remember the British because he wanted to save his people from them, but couldn't because their army was much bigger than theirs. That's why he wore the bracelets, to keep remembering them and not forget his revenge. And she was the one who could break those bracelets, just as she will be able to free the kingdom of Jhansi from those dogs. Right after that, he dies. Women start preparing Lakshmi to shave her hair because she has become a widow, but she refuses to do so. The Queen Mother tells her she is violating the laws of the kingdom. She tells her those laws apply to her, not to Lakshmi. The Queen Mother gets angry and says she will leave the kingdom. She tells the maid to help her pack her clothes. After that, she goes to dress up. Everyone is shocked when they see her taking her son and entering the kingdom's council, saying she will be the queen until her son grows up and takes over the rule. She promises to stand in the face of enemies and will protect her people. Gordon is shocked when he finds out what happened and says they must stop her. They send her a message that they will cooperate with her, which is obviously a trick. Our guy tells her he thought she would rule this kingdom and be fair, but he didn't know she would put her hand in the hands of those dogs. She tells him our army is 2,500, while their army is 40,000. And if it's about cannons, we have 25, and they have over 80, meaning if we enter a war against them, we will be crushed. She tells him not to worry, the war is coming anyway, but in its time. He apologizes to her because he was wrong about her. At night, the British army attacks the palace and controls everyone in it. Our guy tells Lakshmi, "Didn't I tell you I'd make you regret the way you talked to me? And now I'm here to kick you out of the palace." She tells him fine, she will still be a queen in the eyes of her people, and tells him it's not over yet. She takes her son and leaves the kingdom barefoot. Before she steps on this stone, Jalkari comes to remove it from under her and tells her she will remain our queen, having brought all the women of the kingdom who keep chanting her name. Our guy gets angry and goes to set fire to the library she loves so much. After that, the British buy a special kind of ammunition and start killing anyone who thinks of standing against them. They literally finish off a huge number of people. But Ram gathers his men and kills the British too. Among the men he kills, he finishes off Gordon and was going to kill all the British women and children. But Lakshmi arrives and tells him, this is not our ethics in war, and he must leave them and kill the dogs our feud is with. He tells her, now you have become our queen for real. She leaves him to return to her palace again. As for Shiv, he attacks Ram and his men and finishes them off along with the British who were with them, so they could go tell the British commander that Lakshmi was the one who did all this, and then he would kill her completely and give the rule to Shiv. The commander brings an officer who knows nothing about mercy. Also, this officer participated in the war they started. After that, the company sends a message to Lakshmi, letting her know that if she doesn't surrender, they will turn it into a war against her. She tells them, fine, let it be a war, and whoever is afraid should leave. After that, she starts preparing her army and decides that women will also fight with her. But her men tell her, no, that's not possible, because they are very weak. But she goes to the women and tells them, God created women with many abilities, and the time has come for them to prove themselves. She tells them they must always remember that we are fighting for our freedom, and so the new generation isn't born hating their lives because their country is occupied. They all chant for victory. All the women bring Lakshmi things from their homes that can be melted down to make weapons. They start training with fire to be ready for war. As for the new officer, he stops in the middle of the road and makes this girl bring him water. But when he finds out her name is Lakshmi, he hangs her before he leaves. Lakshmi continues training her men, and this person arrives to unite with her along with his army. She's happy because their number increased. Later, she meets with her men and tells them, we are 20,000 and the enemy is 60,000, meaning each of us must kill 3 of them. Then the day of war arrives. All armies get ready. The British fire cannons at them, but discover that their kingdom wall is very strong. As for Lakshmi and her men, they fire cannons and weapons at them, so their strikes hit the British while nothing hits them. The new officer has his men put the cannons behind the temple. Lakshmi is shocked because if she fires one of her shells, she will blow up the temple, and she doesn't want to do that. She is forced to go out with a few of her men and finish them off. Indeed, they finish off a large number of them, and some of them die too, but they manage to blow up many British cannons. Unfortunately, the tire of the vehicle our guy is riding breaks, and when he goes down to lift it, he takes a bullet in his shoulder. But he endures it until Lakshmi lights the cannon fuse and hits the British with a powerful strike. After that, she rides her horse with our guy, and they start finishing off a large number of British soldiers. They literally sweep the enemies away, and no one can handle them. As for Lakshmi, she ties this officer by his leg and keeps dragging him on the ground until he manages to cut the rope and sees her returning to her kingdom. At night, our guy starts getting treated and is afraid Lakshmi might surrender. On the other side, the British tell Shiv they are losing, and he shouldn't forget he's the one who needs the kingdom, not them. He shows them a very weak spot in Jhansi, and they can breach it easily. They send the map to the officer, who was humiliated. He gathers his men, and they attack Jhansi at night, managing to breach the kingdom easily. Lakshmi is shocked and knows someone from the heart of the kingdom betrayed them. Still, she and her men don't surrender and keep killing them, but the British are many and finish off anyone they see in front of them. Our guy attacks them alone, and honestly, the kid proves his effectiveness and dominates them completely. But one of his men betrays him and stabs him with this dagger. He gets very angry and manages to finish him off, but at that time he takes a treacherous bullet in his back. Lakshmi goes to see him before he dies, and he asks her to be buried in the kingdom of Jhansi. As for the women, they perform amazingly against the enemies and finish off a large number of them. Lakshmi also joins them and kills 5 or 6 at a time. She literally doesn't see what's in front of her. She protects her friend so she can escape with the air and finishes off anyone she sees until she manages to kill everyone in the place. Jalkari is gathering cotton and gunpowder, and her husband tells her to run from here since she's finally pregnant. She tells him it's impossible to leave Lakshmi alone and that their country must be freed. Guards see Lakshmi carrying the child on her back and running, so they go after her to kill her. But they discover it's Jalkari, not Lakshmi. Her husband is also caught. She tries to kill the British officer, but he hits her with the sword in her shoulder. They ask her where the queen is, and she tells them this queen is the one who will make them regret the day they were born. Indeed, Lakshmi is carrying her son on her back, and anyone she sees in front of her gets a strike from her sword and doesn't get up again. She rides her horse and continues killing them. As for Jalkari, she takes this torch and puts it on the cloth full of cotton and gunpowder and blows the place up with everything in it. Lakshmi manages to get out of the kingdom with her son alive. As for the kingdom, it's already on fire with everything in it. Lakshmi remembers the first time she entered this kingdom and is very sad. Later, she returns to the kingdom of Betur, her father's kingdom. Everyone is shocked that she is still alive. The army commander who united with her in the war arrives and tells her the kingdom of Jhansi has become a graveyard and everyone died there. Her father tells her they must surrender and not fight anyone. She tells him that when she was 4 years old, the chief minister talked to them about India's freedom, and since then it became her dream, and they must free India from these dogs. Everyone chants for victory. As for Shiva, The British betray him and tell him that since he sold out his own people, it's natural he would sell them out too. So he will stay imprisoned. Maybe they'll need him for something, and if they don't, they'll just kill him. Lakshmi knows all the kingdoms around her are cooperating with the British, but she decides to go to the kingdom of Gwalior because everyone there are men who want to be freed. She sends a message to the king, and the king is happy because he will hand her over to the British and get a reward. What happens is that the next day, Lakshmi comes without weapons, and all the guards are ready to kill her. She asks them if they aren't bored with slavery yet, and that she came for them to put their hands in each other's hands and free their country from the dogs who keep killing and enslaving them. Before this guard kills her, his friend stops him, and everyone decides to cooperate with her. She goes to the king, who is terrified of her, and tells him he's a dog who took his kingdom and cooperated with the British. And as an act of generosity, she will banish him from the kingdom without killing him. Later, a big ceremony is held for her, but she makes the chief minister from her father's kingdom, the king. As for this officer, he is very afraid of her and wants to kill her by any means before she kills him. His men let him know they received reinforcements in men and weapons. Lakshmi decided to catch them off guard and says that if she dies, her name must be written in history, so any ruler who comes after her does exactly what she did and gets rid of the British. Later, she goes to say goodbye to her son and starts getting ready for war. She remembers her husband. Her son keeps calling her and is sad she's leaving, but her friend grabs him and pulls him away from her. As for the British army, the support will be delayed and will reach them after 72 hours. At that time, Lakshmi and her men arrive. The enemy army fires cannons at them, but none of that shakes them. They go at them with all their weight. Despite their number not being large, they crush them and take down many of them. It shows how Lakshmi's army is trained at the highest level. Lakshmi is doing the best work with the men. Even though she was hit by a bullet, none of that matters to her. Literally, anyone who falls into her hands doesn't get named until she takes a treacherous bullet from her back. This officer is coming to kill her, but she goes to stand on the burning gunpowder because it is more honorable for her to kill herself than for a dog like this to kill her and humiliate her. You should know that this film is a true story. And with that, our movie ends. Hope you liked the recap. If you reach the end, don't forget to leave a like on the video and write us a nice comment, as you always do. And for those watching us for the first time, subscribe to the channel to see all the upcoming recaps. See you in the next movie. Peace.